Hello, welcome back. You're joining me in my kitchen. I am kind of still in my pajamas. It looks like I'm not, but I am. I just thought if I don't start this vlog now, I'll never start a vlog ever. And I think I'm putting, what is happening with my hair? I think I'm putting too much pressure on myself to, sorry, the microwave went off. I am in the process of making a coffee as we speak. I thought if I don't start this vlog, I'm never gonna start a vlog, and I feel like there's a lot of pressure to just have the vlogs look so aesthetically pleasing. I'm not someone who wants to put more effort into the vlogs looking nice than me actually speaking in the actual content and putting something out at all. So I am here, and instead of starting a vlog with a sit down bit and my makeup done and that sort of thing, I am in my pajamas in the kitchen making a coffee. So in terms of where we are at, I have been on and off YouTube for a while. I posted a couple of videos. I think my problem stems more from trying to get a coffee out. I think my problem stems more from wanting to make pretty content than it does making content that's realistic and is simple for me to do. So I'm essentially changing the way that I want to film and release content for next year, and that's where we're at. Let me move to my desk and then we will continue this conversation. I am now on my desk. It creaks, so I need to try and not move around too much. Also, I use this chair for like my work, like my actual 9 to 5, as well as sitting to edit and record and stuff. So this chair gets a lot of use, so it creaks a lot. So if you hear the creaking, that's why. So my plan for this channel, I would like to post a lot more, but I'm finding it very difficult every week to record because no matter how many times I try to schedule things, it's never gonna work. Like, I'm never gonna be able to schedule my life. I have a full-time 9 to 5. I have commitments outside of work. I'm doing really well with Instagram though. Like, I am really close to hitting 10K on Instagram, which is just like unbelievable. I'm trying to post a little bit more on TikTok. I'm kind of filming like the day before, but again, I'm not posting every single day. I've only got like 200 followers on there, so it's like not even that much, but I try to want to get into a routine. But YouTube is like my favorite. I love making long form content and I love listening and watching long form content. I am someone who watches YouTube instead of TV. Like when my favorite shows are on, like The Great British Bake Off or The Traders or, like, God forbid, The Kardashians, because that's my newfound obsession. When those are on, I am watching them weekly. However, I primarily watch YouTube. I watch YouTube in the background when I am editing the podcast, when I'm editing TikTok, when I'm editing Instagram. I watch it when I'm journaling, when I'm planning my months, when I'm looking at my finances, when I'm cleaning, organizing. YouTube is like my thing. I have my laptop right here with a YouTube video on because I'm doing finance stuff today, and while I'm looking at that, I'm catching up on some YouTube videos. And one thing that I've learned from watching the vlogs from the people that I really love is the most authentic vlogs and most authentic content it's a mixture of pre-planned videos and then also just general daily life and shit. So I have a plan. Basically, I want to get more consistent with posting on YouTube, so I think I'm gonna pre-film some stuff. So that's my first idea, is to pre-film some stuff. Now, I don't mean like pre-filming vlogs and, you know, pre-filming like wrap-ups and TBRs, because those things kind of need to be done impromptu, like they need to be done at certain times of the month. But what I really like is no matter what stage I am in my life, I have a video that goes up, for example, like every Sunday. And then on the weeks that maybe I finish a vlog, I just would like to be filming all the time. So on the weeks that I finish a vlog or I film a TBR or a wrap up, like those can go up on a Wednesday, and some videos, sometimes I'll be posting twice a week, and like that's fine, but it's not mandatory. Because I'd like to yap about books almost podcast style, like microphone out pod style. But I also am very well aware that filming and uploading once a week is difficult. So I have essentially made on my Notion a list of videos that I would like to post. Also, I've just realized like my skin is insane right now. I've had like the worst breakout ever. I don't know what's happening or where this comes from. It looks ridiculous. So I'm trying to like sit like this way, which is hard when my laptop is over here. So I'm just gonna move it more in front of me and we can look at it this way. So what I'd like to do is I would like to start filming now for January. The date when I'm filming this, we are in like the 3rd week of November. So this vlog will probably just go up when I finish it, which also with the vlogging, I think that I would like to just film until I've got enough content and then post and then just start another video. So I don't know whether like one vlog is going to be like a week, whether one vlog is going to be like a month, like I don't know, I haven't decided, but I think I'm putting too much pressure on myself to do like a 24-hour readathon or finishing series I'm in the middle of, or etc. I think I just want to film vlogs, film what I'm reading, and then just post when I think I've got enough content, no matter how long that takes me. But to be able to do that and to feel more relaxed, I need to have planned videos. So I want to do some some sit down chatty videos about the books that I'm reading and my bookish thoughts, etc. So things like building my 2026 priority TBR, or, you know, my favorite fantasy standalones, 10 popular books I'll never read. I've got things like answering bookish questions from Instagram, my current favorite romance books worth the hype, reading 1-star reviews of my favorite books that changed my life, like City, chat down, fun things. And then on top of that, I would then be just casually filming on the side like this. And I don't have to post a TBR or a wrap up every single month, but the months that I do have time to do them, I can do them. And then there'll just be some months with 2 videos up and some months with just 1 every week, which are pre-filmed. So I think that's a good idea. But I don't want to be filming too far in advance either. Like I don't want to be filming for like March or April, you know, in December. I'd like to be maybe 1 month ahead. So I'm thinking in November, I'm going to film for the first 3 weeks of January, and December, then it'll be January and February. That's the plan. So I am currently in the middle of 3 books. I just like them to be alternating between them. I'm very bored right now. I'm jumping quite a lot. I just finished the Briar U series by Elle Kennedy, so that's ticked off the list. And I started The Graham Effect and finished it. So that was good. So I need to read The Dixon Rule and The Charlie Method. I'm also in the middle of the Dungeon Crawler Carl series. So I'm in the middle of the Dungeon Crawler Carl series. So from November so far, I've read 3 and 4, and now I'm in number 5. So this is about like a 700-page book. Also, sorry to anyone who sees this. I got shouted at this by Molly, podcast bestie Molly, the other day, that I use my dust jackets as bookmarks, and it is a really bad habit. I'm so aware of that, but I'm not going to stop. So this is The Butcher's Masquerade. It's the 5th one, so I'm in the middle of reading that. It's really good so far. I'm getting through it a lot slower than I got through 3 and 4. but I think that's just because I've read them so close back to back to the point where I'm just taking it slow. You know, I don't want to fall out of love with it. So I'm kind of like teasing little bits of it rather than just like reading it in a big chunk. I have this habit of reading books like in massive chunks and then getting really bored. I did that with Zodiac Academy, still haven't finished that series. I did it with Magnolia Parks. By the time I got to like the final book, I was just skim reading. So I really don't want to do that. So I'm just reading little bits, maybe like a couple of chapters a day, just to ease myself back into it. And if it gets interesting to the point where I start binging it again, that's fine. Like, that's okay. I've also been trying to break it up. So I went through a phase where I was reading like a Dungeon Crawler Carl book and then a Hockey Romance by Elle Kennedy, and like alternating the two series, so I wasn't reading them back to back, and it worked really well. I am also reading Brimstone. I went to pick this up yesterday. You know what I realized is that the Works in the UK is doing so well with publishing new books, because I went to my local like shopping center, shopping mall, I guess, with the idea of going to Waterstones. And then I was like, it's going to be £25. I'm aware it's going to be £25. And then on the way through, I saw they had them in the Works for £12.50. And it is like the nice edition. I also was saying this to Alex, like, I have the indie copy of Quicksilver and I have the original copy of Quicksilver with Fisher on the front. And then I never got the new designed cover of Quicksilver, so now I've got a random different cover of Brimstone, plus I've got a special edition from Hudderscape of Quicksilver, and I want to get the Brimstone edition of that. So like, none of my books match. So I'm kind of hoping to continue that. Like, if there's another book in the series, I'm assuming it's going to be a series. I haven't finished it, so I wouldn't know whether this one ends like and concludes or not. But kind of want to look at getting books that don't match, because then none of them will match and it'll be fine. If a couple of them match, it'll be like, you know, like it would be better if none of them match, because then at least the fact that none of them matches. Does that make sense? So I started this last night, went to pick it up on release day yesterday. I'm trying really hard to not buy any books because I really want a new e-reader. So we don't have a lot of space and my bookshelves are full, so I'm doing almost like a read it or unhaul it. I've unhauled a couple, I've sold some on Vinted, so I've got like a wee bit of space. I did pick up Soul Searching by Lila Sage, Revolve by Balcabra, and Fight, who I can't remember who wrote it, but I did pick up those in the Works. They were like £5 each, so it was fine. And my girl math told me that since this was half price, I had the extra money up to £25 to buy other books. So I know that there are books that I'll read and I'll want to keep afterwards, so I think that's fine. But I am trying really hard to get through my physical TBR and unhaul any that I don't want, and then I'm going to get through my Kindle Unlimited and then save money to get a new e-reader. I'd really like the Books Go Color 7. It's the one that Crimson has. I used it when she came to visit in September and I loved it. So I want to use that. I don't think I'm going to be able to get one until at least near the end of next year, by the time that it gets to the point where I'm through so much of my physical TBR. However, maybe it'll become quicker. I don't know. It just depends. So that's what I'm in the middle of physical-wise. I am also still reading the arc of Brigands and Bread Knives by Travis Baldry. I was really honoured at the fact that I was able to apply and get that book on NetGalley, because I got locked out of my NetGalley account originally. So my first NetGalley account, I had quite a high standing on it and I'm totally locked out of it and I can't get access to it because it's on an old email address. And I've contacted their customer services and they weren't able to get me access to it, and it was like a whole ordeal. So I am back in a new account, and I opened the account on NetGalley purely to request Brigands and Bread Knives. And I got it, which was really nice. So I'm working through that. I need to write my review at some point because it is out now. It came out like last week and I'm still kind of working my way through it and I need to review it, so I'm gonna have to do that soon. But my priority right now is Brimstone, because I'm gonna end up having it spoiled for me otherwise. Okay, that's where we're at. So other than that, I don't have much else to say. So that's where we are. I will check back in at some point. Maybe we'll chat about a book or something. But yeah, I'm trying to do this with less pressure. So here's to less pressure in terms of vlogging. Here's to my skin looking better as the vlog progresses. And here's to just having a really productive end of the year to set myself up very nicely for next year. Okay, see you in a little bit. Hello. It has been a couple of days. There are some things that we need to chat about. I have been really crap with this vlog, I'm not gonna lie. I've been reading non-stop and then forgetting to essentially record in between, so we're gonna have a big chat about all the books that I've been reading because that seems like a good idea. Okay. Couple of life updates before we do that. First things first, the reason I've been so absent from this vlog is because I got diagnosed with POTS, which is just like crazy. We knew that I had a chronic illness for a very long time. I've been getting testing and going for like doctor's appointments pretty much since the start of 2024, and we just were waiting and then all of a sudden we finally got a diagnosis. So I have POTS, so I've been dealing with that, and my mental health hasn't been great. It's been very overwhelming to kind of understand that this isn't something that I can just, you know, cure by like taking antibiotics. Like this is like a more major lifelong thing, so that's why I've been really crap with the vlog. But we did go out today. I got a Starbucks, I had a really nice cheese toasty, and let's chat about the books that I've been reading. So in my mental health pit, I have been aggressively reading. A little bit of a combo between physical and audio, but I am still trying to get through my TBR. I'm still trying to get through my physical TBR because I'm still trying to get an e-reader. I am now, if I have a look on my Notion, in September I had 113 books on my physical TBR. I did get some from publishers in October, which I gained like 12 books or something, which is just ridiculous. But I'm at 78, so I have 78 books left, and I did read a fair few. So I've got a couple of physical ones here that I have read, and we'll chat about those. And then I've also finished two audiobooks and an ARC as well, so we'll chat about those. So I suppose like the first like biggest one that we've done is we finished Brimstone. I rated Brimstone 5 stars. I honestly didn't expect anything else. Now, like, this is not a masterpiece. This is just a really fun time romantasy read with fae and magic and vampires, and it's just, I think it's a really nice Christmas read because there's a lot of snow and nice things. It is not like a literary masterpiece, and if you are someone who wants to read like a really good book, to the point where it's got, you know, literary stuff in it, I don't know, it's not something I read. This is not the book for you. This, however, was a really good time, and I rated it 5 stars nonetheless, and I'll continue the series. I don't want to give too many spoilers, but the end was just amazing.
Callie Hart, what the fuck? What the fuck? Callie. What was that ending? So that was amazing. And also I am growing. The fancy like copper edges are growing on me. I kind of wish I had the silver ones, but I already have so many copies of Quicksilver that I really just don't need them. I did also order the Hodder Skate special edition because I have the Quicksilver version and I wanted Brimstone, so I got that too. That's coming in the next couple of weeks. But yeah, that was the first one. Then I've been listening to a lot of audiobooks, so I am making a lot of Christmas presents. I don't think my grandparents watch my vlogs, thank God, but I am knitting my gran a jumper for Christmas, and I've crocheted my granda a blanket, like a lap blanket. So while I've been doing that, I've been listening to audiobooks, and do you know what, guys? Like, I love BookBeat. Like, I really love BookBeat. BookBeat is so much better than Audible. You get like 100 hours every month that you can use up on any audiobooks that you want. So first of all, if you DNF halfway through, it uses your hours, but it like doesn't take like a full credit off you like Audible does. And I have the 100-hour subscription, which is about £20 a month, and I always sort my books like lowest like length to big, like longest length, so that I can do quicker books and get more for my money. So like I'm estimating between like 5 or 6 books like on like audiobook a month. So it works out about £3 to £4 per book, which is like half the price of a book on Audible. So it's pretty good. I'm really enjoying using BookBeat, but I've been using BookBeat a lot, especially when I've been like knitting and crocheting. So a couple of books that I have listened to. We listened to The Baby Dragon Bakery. This was good. It wasn't as good as the first one. I definitely think that I'd probably not really read these physically. I think they work better as audiobooks. I think that they sound better as audiobooks, and the stories are better whenever they're told to you. I did attempt to read this as a physical book and got really bored and never got into it, but on audiobook I flew through it and I really enjoyed it. So I read this. I rated this 3 stars. I also read or listened to The Witcherlies. This I rated 4.5 stars. This was really good. This is a witchy court debutante season cursed witch romance. Enemies to lovers, enemies to allies to lovers, kind of like fake dating. Anything I could really want in a witchy book. Also, like the main guy, the MMC, Knightley, we love him. He's Jules Knightley, absolutely fantastic. Yeah, I really enjoyed it. There is a second one coming out. I'm definitely gonna get the second one. I also have a beautiful copy of this. I got it in the works. It's got these really nice edges. I think I'll definitely pick up the next one in the works too. Whether I listen to the next one on audiobook, I don't know, but I really enjoyed it in audiobook. I feel like I would have enjoyed it reading it flat as well. I also find that just audiobooks make your books go much faster. Maybe it's because I can do other things at the same time while listening, but I find that I could use like an audiobook every 2 days, like, or one audiobook. Like I did The Baby Dragon Bakery in one sitting, and I did this over 2 days. So it was really fun. What else have I done? I finished the audiobook for the Chronicles of Weatherwhy. It was good. First one was 3.75 stars, and then I did the second one too, which was 3 stars. Definitely the first one was much better. If you have never listened or heard of the Chronicles of Weatherwhy, it is a middle grade magical adventure story, adventure series, I guess. It is, the first one's about 2 siblings, 2 twins, and one of them becomes essentially like a witch, or like a mage. I can't remember what they called them in the book, but or like a mage witch person. She goes off to school. Her brother is a bookbinder, like a magical bookbinder. Everyone is magic, but only certain levels of magic can get into the magic school, and you have to be like a specific type of magic wielder to go there and have like a special level of power. And then her brother works in a bookbinder. They're really young, but he's like an apprentice, and it's all about like them, and there's like a rebellion and overcoming like the bad people and learning to love your magic, and it's good. It's really enjoyable. I listened to the first two, so those are done. I'll probably listen to the third one. I don't think I'm gonna buy the third one, and I think that I may end up donating or selling my physical copy of the first one, because I just don't think I'm gonna go back and read the physical copy, and that's like space that I could use up for other things. And then lastly, I finished the arc for Bringing Some Bread Knives. So I have a lot to say about this. I did do a Goodreads review about it, and I'll probably put something on my Instagram. I wasn't as impressed with this one, I'm not gonna lie. The first one I loved, obviously with the coffee shop creation, and the second one, or the first one, the coffee shop, the second one, the bookshop. This one just wasn't the same. We do get Fern back, Fern, who you'll know from earlier in the series. We get Fern back, and it's all about this like beautiful adventure that she goes on with this high elf, and it's more quest and adventure rather than this like building something cozy and falling in love. So I think that I thought that I was expecting something different, and then when I just didn't get that, it just didn't hit for me. I definitely don't know. I have the Fairy Loot copies as well, and I just don't think I'm going to buy the third one in the Fairy Loot copy, because I just don't think it's worth it. The first two, 5-star reads for me. This one was like a 3. I don't know. I think it was just too questy. A lot of the time was just spent traveling or fighting, and I just don't think that it was for me. So it's a shame, because I really did like the first two. I'll definitely be interested to see the rest of the series. Like, I'll definitely want to read the rest of the series and keep the rest of the series. But for this one, it just didn't hit the same way for me. And it's sad. But I did, of course, write my review. And I was trying to be as honest as possible while also giving the things that I did like, because there were things that I did like. The Goblin, fantastic. If you've read it, you'll understand what I mean. Like, I love her. She's hilarious. But it just wasn't great. So there we are. That is all the books that we read, and I read all of these books in like the last week. So my end of November reading was like 16 books or something like that, which is just crazy. That's the most I think I've ever read in a month. And I definitely think that the four audiobooks that I read definitely helped with that, because I was able to read like 4 audiobooks in the space of like 6 or 7 days. So yeah, there we are. I'm trying to think of what else I've got to tell you. I'm still reading Dungeon Crawler Carl 5. Hugest book ever. I'm kind of like dragging it out, because once I finish this one, I can't read the next ones. Well, I've got Kindle Unlimited, so I could read them on Kindle Unlimited, but I can't really read the next ones until I get them, and I'm waiting for Christmas so that I can either gift myself the next 2 or use like gifted money or gift cards or whatever I end up getting for Christmas. If there's a way for me to buy books, I'll be able to buy them, because I'm trying really hard to not buy them with my own money. You know what I mean? So I'm trying to drag it out. I've got about 200 pages left. It is a 700-page book, and we're getting more into the politics side of things now, and the universe's politics, so it's really like you have to concentrate. So I'm dragging that out. I'll maybe finish that tonight or tomorrow. What else? Oh, I hit 10k on Instagram. Crazy behavior. So I hit 10k over the weekend, and it's just insane to me that I started my Bookstagram I started it like at least like 2 summers ago, but I never consistently posted. It was like a post a month, and then last April, April 2025, this April, I had about 2,000 followers, and I started posting. I've posted every other day. I've posted book reviews. I've posted a little bit more about my personal life too, like what I've been up to. And it's just been amazing, and I've made so many new friends. So if we are friends over on Bookstagram and you're also watching this vlog, thank you so much for being so supportive. Also, like, I started getting publisher mail, which is just crazy. In October, I got like 12 books. Yeah, so like Avon Books, who are like part of HarperCollins, I guess, they sent me like a package with like 5 or 6 books in it, which was just like amazing and the best way to start the spooky season. And so I've read a couple of those, and I've got more I'm going to keep till like next spooky season. But just the fact that I'm able to do this, and I'm able to sign up to like mailing lists, and I'm able to get proofs of things, and I'm able to also get books in return for reviews that aren't just on NetGalley, they're physical, is just wild to me. So if you follow me on Instagram, thank you so much, because this is just like incredible. My goal for 2026 is to reach 20k. So that is like, that's a lot. And I feel like that's quite far-fetched, because I know that once you hit like 10k, your followers start to like plateau a little bit. I think it would be really fun if I could reach 20k by the end of 2026. But we'll see. That goal might be huge. I might maybe set the goal for like 15k. I think 15k is a good sort of like place to sit. I'd also like to do more YouTube stuff, because I feel like I don't post on YouTube enough. And I'm still struggling with the TikTok thing. I just don't think TikTok's for me, guys. I just really don't. Other than that, I got some really cute Christmas wrapping paper. That's a fun thing that's happened. So I go to Soster and Ground every year to get my Christmas wrapping paper, and when my mum came over, we went and got Christmas wrapping paper. I got this gorgeous one that's got these little Christmas trees on it. And my favourite one, which I'm really excited about, is this one, and it's got little post boxes, and then these like little like trains with little Christmas animals in them. So I'm gonna wrap some Christmas presents soon, I think. I also think I want to put the Christmas tree up next weekend. So that's the plan. So in Sostergown, I got some ribbon, and I also bought some red ribbon from Sainsbury's, and I bought some really cute these gift tags to go with the Christmas tree wrapping paper in gold, and then I got these really sweet little like bows in like pastel pinks, blues and greens. Can you even see that? There we go. Pinks, blues and greens to go with the little like train. Yeah, that's all I have really. I'm gonna finish Dungeon Crawler Carl, and then I think the next book that I'm gonna pick up is gonna be The Enemy's Daughter. Also, like, the lump that's moving behind me is Alex, by the way. He's always here in the back of my videos. Please wave. There he is. He's always here. If you're like wondering like what's going on, like, is there a pet behind me? No, it's just my fiance. So he's here. Other than that, that's all I really have. I will check back in a little bit when I finish. I'll probably check back in once I finish Dungeon Crawler Carl, and we'll maybe call it a day there. But that's all I've got to say. Lots of love. See you later.
Hello. I have to be pretty quiet because it is nearly midnight and everybody's in bed. I also have my camera sitting on my Stanley and my microphone through the Stanley. So I don't know like whether it's going to pick up the sound properly, but we're soon gonna move this out a wee bit. There we go. We're soon gonna find out. So I am going to do my skincare, and then we are going to chat about Dungeon Crawler Carl, because I finished Dungeon Crawler Carl, which is great. So when did I finish it? About 20 minutes ago. And I am honestly really relieved, because that book has taken me, I want to say, 2 weeks to finish. Like, the book itself is huge, like really, 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 really big. It's about 700 pages, and because you have to concentrate really hard because you have to concentrate really hard when you read it. I'm finding that I can only read about 50 to 70 pages like at a time, which as someone who can sit in one go and read like 100 to 200 pages, that means it's really difficult. So I've been reading it alongside other books. So like in the time that it's taken me to finish Dungeon Crawler Crawl 5, which is the Butcher's Masquerade, I've actually read about 6 other books in that time. This is really attractive. Hot. So it's like I've been able to read like 6 other books like at the same time, which is obviously a good thing because it means I'm still able to continue with my reading goal. Also, I met my reading goal. So my reading goal this year was to read the equivalent of 120 pages a day or 100 books, like whatever comes first. And I reached both of those goals pretty recently. And I think I've been reading like a lot bigger books this year. And my average for a book of like 500 pages is like 2 or 3 days. So I'm definitely reading on average more than 120 pages a day. So, Dungeon Crawler Carl, the 5th one, The Butcher's Masquerade, was an absolute slog. But I am probably going to rate it, I want to say 3.5 to 4 stars. I definitely think the books at the start of the series were much better than the current books, but I don't know whether that's just because they're getting more complicated to understand and my small brain is like doesn't have a clue what's happening half the time. However, I love Princess Donut and I love Carl and Samantha is hilarious and I love Cadia. The cliffhanger at the end of this book was really, really good. So we finished off the book with something that is going to throw an absolute spanner in the works for the books moving forward. And it's sad because I know that technically, like, I can't read the next book until probably after Christmas because I need to wait to see if I get any Christmas money for Christmas and if that's what I want to spend my money on. And I do have Kindle Unlimited, but I find with Dungeon Crawler Carl, I find it a lot better to read on the hardback books. I tried to read like the second one. I tried to read the second one on my Kindle and I just like didn't really enjoy it. So I need to wait for that. Other than that, I definitely find this book, as I said, like a lot harder to understand than the other ones because it's more like political now. And there's a lot of names for the different, there's a lot of different names for like the different people in the universe, and I find it quite difficult to figure out who's who half the time. But the good thing about Matt Denneman is he does make it relatively easy to understand, so like I'm not totally lost, and like the plot is relatively similar anyway. If you are watching this and wanting to know what I'm using on my face, I'm using the Purito cleanser. I got this stuff recently and I really like it. I'm having really bad breakouts here, but the rest of my skin's pretty smooth and glowy, so I'm not mad about it. And then I'm going to use this. This is like one of my favourite serums ever. So I think my plan is to try to actually concentrate on reading my TBR for December because there's a lot of books that I really want to read that I have not been able to read and I keep putting them off. I'm also using my camera as a mirror. If I'm like looking here, it's because I'm looking into the viewfinder. There are books on my TBR that I really, 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 really want to read. and I've like selected books from my TBR for December. I'm not using the niacinamide serum. There's books on my TBR for December that I just really, really want to get to, and I've chosen my TBR very selectively for December to make sure that it includes the books that I know that I will really want to get to. So I think that's my plan. I think I'll probably start a new reading vlog soon, because chatting about the books is definitely a good way to get me to slow down and concentrate on what I'm reading. So that seems like a good idea. So I think I'll definitely do that. I'm trying to think if there's like anything else that I really need to tell you, but I really don't think so. That book was like 106, I think, 105, 106. And that's all I really have to say. So it was good. Tune in for the next vlog. Also, I'm gonna try to post regularly. I can't speak at this time of the night. I'm gonna try to post like more frequently onto YouTube. So I posted my TBR jar for December, and I filmed a wrap up. So that's coming next week, and then this vlog will be after. So the wrap up and the TBR will be already out when you see this. So go and have a wee nosy at that. But I feel like this vlog's been really boring and more chatty than anything, but I'm hoping to start a more fun vlog now that Christmas season's coming up. So stay tuned to that. Some things that are coming up this week is that I really want to read the next book in the Boys of Tolman series, and I'm going to be getting a haircut. My nails done. We're going to the Christmas market soon. I have to also put up the Christmas decorations and wrap up my Christmas presents. And we'll chat a bit more about what's happening over Christmas in like the next vlog. But for now, thank you so much for watching. I hope you're having a lovely week. I hope that you've had a nice time just like hanging out with me. All my links are down below. Bye.